but there's a long tradition of these types of voices of conscience. So I just immersed myself in the world of St. Sabina and spent time with Father Mike and his peacekeepers and the community there, and tried to learn as much as I could.
We love you on Windy City Live. Yes, we do. Tell us, how did all this happen? How did this come about?
Well, I play me. I play Val Warner in Chirac, which is really cool. So when people see this movie, they are literally seeing Val, and I am a reporter in the movie.
We talk about the violence, but what can we do personally?
I think we got to be engaged, and I think engaged in a number of things. In our block, in our home, in our neighborhood, we got to be engaged. We got to fight the issues. We got to fight a government that is abandoned, you know, whole communities on the south and the west side. We got to fight a governor who's cut out every youth employment program, who's cut out violence prevention programs, who's abandoned our communities and the poor and the vulnerable. And I think we got to reach out to our brothers on the street and love them and respect them and help them, not just demonize them.
My participation is only because of Mr. Spike Lee, our leader, our director, and he reached out to me and blessed me with the opportunity to be in this film and said that his mission was to save lives in the south side of Chicago.
I'll just say like this. First of all, give you the history of coming to Chicago and telling my jokes as a young cat. I'm 37 now. I started about almost 15 years ago. Elroy taking me under his wing, let me do some jokes here and there for the radio stations and all that kind of stuff.
We are more than that. We are more than that. We're greater than that. And I feel like in places like this, or Chicago, or whatever you want to call it, the hood, whatever you want to call it, like, it's too much attention dwelled on the negative.
I learned that no matter what you do and how much of a genuine heart you have, and if you're coming from a good place, people are going to criticize if they don't agree with what you're doing.
Hi, we're from Empire, and you're watching the Higher Learning Network.
So how long have you been standing here?
Not too long, like an hour. So we're moving in fast. This is a good sign.
Yo, what's up? It's your man Tony Schofield from 106.3 Chicago's R&B, and you are watching Men on Higher Learning. Now, I used to hang around with some men that was into some higher learning. It just wasn't that kind of higher learning, but I got myself together now, okay?
What is it that you do in your quiet time, in your meditation time, that allows you to bring us the films that you do?
I sit courtside in Madison Square Garden, world's most famous arena.
And you're watching CTV on the Higher Learning Network. Got your head right.
People being discovered on YouTube, like Justin Bieber. A lot of people are breaking in through songwriting. It's not just performing. I do a lot of publishing deals where people are writing songs for other people, like Chris Brown, and then they realize, oh, you can sing too, or you have talents beyond that. Let me make you the star. And that's the path now. It's you taking charge of your own careers and you trying to control that as much as possible.
Angela, Ms. Annie, did you want to add to it?
I got a lot to add to it.
Let me.
Hold my head.
because I'm really trying to hold it somewhere because it could be over people's head. Like for me, I just thought that we was coming in and it was like women in entertainment and the things that we go through, the prevention of things for us. But artists, here's the biggest thing, and this is just for me. On my social media, every other person is like, can you manage me? But you only need a manager. A manager is there for a person to have a career. If you don't have a career, you don't need a manager. Now we got to talk about what is a career. And then let's talk about the women and what are we doing to get that career and how we are messing up. That's the thing that's so important. If y'all look, every year there's 50 men that come out to every 5 or 6 years to one woman. And why is that? And that's the thing that you have to ask yourself. Those are the questions for you to ask you. Why are we not coming out? Why can we not come in? And let's not use the excuse that this is a man's world. Because the man would have got here without us. That's the first thing. So we don't need to use that excuse at all. But people got to start thinking about what? And even when she said, like, you have to go on internet and do all these things, which is really real, because now when you come in, they say, oh, what's the numbers on this person? It ain't even about your talent. You could be Cyclops' twin. If the numbers is correct, you're coming in. Because the numbers represent the dollars. It's not about what you could do. So now that means that you're going to go and be other than yourself, and you stripping, you clapping, you cucumbering it, you doing all kind of things to get attention. And it ain't funny because it's real. But we're degrading ourselves. We have to push our intestines in one place to see whose behind is the biggest, whose breast is the plumpest, and that makes us somebody. That makes us become an artist. In my days, it was okay for me to see Queen Latifah get up there, and she was a thick, big girl. It was all right for me to see Missy Elliott get up there, and she was moving. It wasn't about how they looked and how pretty they was and how long their hair was and all these things. We done got away from all that. Here you go. Those are the things that's important, and those are the things that we need to deal with. Okay? Our legs need to be closed and our pocketbooks need to be open.
So we're going to come back to that because I want to talk about that more. Angela, in keeping with the subject of protecting yourself, now can you pick up where you met Miss Alveda King and how she helped you out, and then mention about the book?
Sure. So kind of like to piggyback on what both of they were saying, it's not necessarily so much what you do, but how you do. And I was someone that just wanted to stand for truth and in my truth, and it didn't matter to me how others perceived me, but I had something that I was standing for, and like you said, making my own way. Like sometimes we expect people to give us a handout, but I got told a million no's before I finally got that one yes. And so after my release from prison, I did end up running into someone that had my best interests at heart. Dr. Alveda King, who is the niece of Martin Luther King Jr., she's also my godmother, and she was someone when I had absolutely nothing and I felt like I was ready to just end my own life because I couldn't see any way out of that tunnel, being a convicted felon, not having a job, not having any opportunity whatsoever. And she was telling me, you know, if you really want to get your life together, I'll be here for you, I'll walk with you, I'll help you. And that's exactly what she did. It was a hard, long process. I mean, and telling and standing on my truth came with a price. I was an excellent writer, so I decided I was going to write my life story. Well, on the heels of me releasing my life story, the next day I got hit with a $30 million lawsuit. Now here's my thing. At that point in life, my story was the only thing I had. Nobody wanted to give me a job. My story was mine. It was what I owned. It was the life that I had lived. Imagine someone suing you for $30 million when you don't even have 30 cents. And not only that, you're a convicted felon. And not only that, you got 4 children that you're trying to take care of. Did I give in? Did I give up? No. Right? Because I believed in myself and I believed in my own truth. I ended up litigating that case for 4 years before I eventually won. The case was dismissed with prejudice. From there, I ended up getting my own reality show. I went from writing books to owning my own publishing company to publishing for authors all over the world. So this is where it comes in. Thank you so much about talking about that opportunity. And then now, the same woman that I walked with for the past 15 years, she works directly with this current administration. It was an open door for me to walk right in and tell my story. And because of that, in the First Step Act that Donald Trump passed, no woman will ever be chained to the bed again during childbirth. Not only that, we got plenty of our people. 91% of the people coming home from the First Step Act are black. Let me be clear, okay? Let me tell you what the First Step Act is for. It's for everyone that's locked up for drugs. The majority of them. There are other nonviolent crimes. So these are the people that we knew that got swept off the street 10 or 15 years ago under that 3 strikes you out. If I'm standing on the corner and I got a bomb and I get locked up once and then I get locked up again and then I get locked up 3 times, they can give me life. So we talking about y'all daddies, uncles, brothers, cousins that we are fighting for to get out of prison. And one of the things that irks me with our community is we're more focused on reuniting families at the border than reuniting our own.
Can I just say something for a minute? I have to go here again. Here I go. She just said she got a law passed that there will be no more women handcuffed to the bed. But because people got personal feelings for Donald Trump, there was no clapping for that. So that's why we make bad decisions, because we're personal. It ain't got nothing to do with personal. You ain't got to like him. I don't like him either, but I like what he's doing for us. I like some of the things that he is doing for us. You might not know that, and they don't talk about it.
And let me just say this for people that are upset. See, I've already gone through the process. What I'm doing right now is not helping me. I've already given birth chained to the bed. I've already been locked in that cage. So what I'm doing now is not changing my situation. I'm not doing this for me. I am doing this for us. Because guess what? I'm out, but there are other people that are going to continue to go in. And then not only that, now as of today, I told you my story when I got out. Nobody wanted to help me. I knew everybody in the industry. Nobody wanted to put me on. It was my own people that oppressed me. It was my own people that would not help me. I'm going to be clear on that. That doesn't mean that I don't love them. But when we go to talking about race, please understand that some of your own people will do you the same way that we complain about these other people. So at the end of the day, you got to support those that support you. You got to rock with those that rock with you. Because if you're rocking with me, I'm rocking with you. It don't matter if you white, green, black, blue, or brown. You understand where I'm coming from? I'm sorry. I didn't want to take over. But we just gotta be real, and we gotta wake up, because here's the thing. Harriet Tubman, she didn't let racism or fear stop her from freeing the slaves. The people that's locked up in prison don't want to wait for the next administration. The people that separated and been locked up 10, 20 years while everybody out here complaining about what they don't like, guess what? They don't want you to be the voice for them, because you going home to your children every night. You going home to your family every night. Until you know what it feels like to be locked in that cage away from your family, then you will understand the importance of this fight. But there is no way, black community, that we're at the border crying and advocating for people. Because let me tell you something. If you know the difference between an American criminal and an American citizen, you ought to know the difference between a legal immigrant and an illegal immigrant. You ought to know the difference. You should not be advocating for them and not advocating for us. Thank you.
Owner of the company Help Me Finish, and newly developed business billionaire breakthrough system. I want to talk today about my friend Zelda Robinson, who has created this mindful breakthrough system, which is absolutely phenomenal. And you want to know what I learned from it? I learned that I can stop the negative patterns in my life through one simple word: stop. And I think about that all the time. Every time I see a red light, I remember to stop. Every time I see a stop sign, I remember to stop. So even when I'm having a bad day and I can see a stop sign, it'll remind me of what Zelda's taught me. So if you guys haven't taken her program, you need to sign up for her program, because we all need to stop the negative voices in our head, and she's got the tools to help you do it. I'm Heather Schooler, owner of Help Me Finish, and I hope you guys sign up. And when you sign up, have a fantastic day every day, because that's what Zelda's going to teach you to do.
Good morning. I have to tell you that I'm so excited to be here. This has been a week where I have been under a lot of stress just with my to-do list so long and my schedule is so full. And the meditation this morning was just wonderful. I could feel the Spirit of God all through this facility. And Sister Zelda, you are just a gift to this community. I want to thank you for this meditation this morning. I feel like I can just walk out of here and take on the rest of this week. And I thank God for you. I thank God for this organization and all the work you're doing for all of us out here working on behalf of our community. God bless you.
You never know if it's okay to say stuff like that, but since it is, let me say, no, like to bring it, you don't know your audience, right? But what I always tell people is I get this question about mentorship. You know, I feel like I was raised to play well with everyone. That's what I say. I play in the sandbox with everyone. Because the misconception is that, you know, your mentors look like you, act like you, think like you. That's actually not the way it has been for so many of us. So we're talking about women in the business. And people are always shocked and stunned when I say, you know, the people who have held me back the most were women. And the people who mentored me were white men. But you can attribute that to a lot of things. That's who's in power. So I'm not going to be upset because other black people are competitive. I mean, this is what happens when we don't get opportunity. Is we're not there in the first place to pull people up, so you can't fault us for that. But when you do get there, you absolutely have, in my view, the moral obligation to pull people up, because we're the only group that doesn't do it. When I'm going around the studios and I'm in these meetings and like trying to claw my way through something, trying to prove I'm credible, I'm smart, I went to, you know, I have something to say. It's like, well, she's, you know, she's not from here, she's not, whatever it is, whatever the excuse is in the moment. So it's a constant having to assert yourself and having to prove to someone, I belong here, I'm supposed to be at this table, I have an opinion, it matters. But don't be fooled. A lot of the people who are for you, they don't look like you, act like you, think like you. Don't close that off. And the ones who are holding you back, they're the ones that you might least expect. You think, oh, we all have something in common, let's all bind together. It's like, no. So I just look for good people. The world is tough. And this industry is even tougher. And so I have found that alliances matter. It's not being competitive, it's being collaborative.
Smart. No.
Exactly.
And wise.
That's right.
So this is for, actually even any of you all can answer. Do you find it hard or difficult being a female as an entertainment lawyer, or Deb, in your position, which are in many companies, what has been some of your struggles?
My struggles has been my haters. But even though they're my motivators, they keep me going. I'm not gonna really say that. I'm gonna just say that it's my pain that I've been through. As much as people look at you and think that you're so doggone strong, you have to know that I'm not inhuman. You know, and I feel just like everybody else. So I don't think I know. Well, I'm not gonna say that because it don't bother me today. Today I'm okay. Yesterday I had problems. It's like when I walk the street, people didn't really know that I was ashamed when people looked at me, because I didn't want people to look at me because of the stories they told about me. But yeah, how do I tell y'all what I did, and why didn't you see what I did? Why do you see that these people that are claiming this can't do anything else? But it's 2019 and I'm still putting people through. So I learned to be okay with that, because the validation starts with me. I validate me. Exactly. Right. I validate me. So I had to learn these things. I also learned I lost 2 children. You can't hurt me no more than that. What more could anyone do to me than for me to lose 2 of my children? And one of them I already blame me for it, because I put him in a world of hatred, real hatred. And the hatred that he seen was us against us. But Black Lives Matter. And that's just where it's at, period.
Don't get me started on the Black Lives Matter.
I know, I'm trying to not really, really go there, because it's so deep how much people say, oh, you my sister. But Dad, what was that? Dad, oh, what was that? I'm getting stabbed left and right. And you ain't even bold enough to come in my face with it. You so good that you can smile and hug me and kiss me, and I love you so much. But look at all what you're doing to me. There is no one in this industry that has ever done what I did. I brought 6 artists through. In less than 1 year, a building never did what I did. And they're all out still to this day. I didn't only do them. The sound of music is my sound. That's what people didn't know. They didn't know all the people that I touched and the people that I helped that came out and put the rumors on me. It wasn't the artists. It was the people. People just came up with all those rumors and had all that stuff to say. I never felt like I had to justify anything, because you didn't even matter to me at that point then. I opened them doors for you and you slammed them back in mine. So why do I have to be obligated now and stand before you and help you as many times as you call me and you beg for help and I need you and do this for me, and I'm never going to do to you what they did to you. Even when somebody say that to me, I don't even answer them back. I just looked and said, damn, one day I'm going to learn what they did to me. Because it wasn't them that do it, but guess what? I'm going to do this for you, but I already know you get ready to cross me too. Because you wouldn't even come up and say that. You already studied me to learn that I'm a sucker. At least that's what you think I am. But I use you just like you use me. And that's every one of them that I help. You have to understand that that's my education. I didn't go to school for this game. I just knew how to be a mother. I enjoyed being a mother. At least what I knew at that time. I could have did things a whole lot better, just like I could have did things better with my children. But I did what I knew. And that was to protect my children. And when somebody placed their life in my hand, I got to protect them too, just like they are mine. But I think for all of us that we have to learn as black women, we have to learn to stick together. That's where our problem comes in at. The jealousy. I look at girls, you know, when I worked with Cash Doll, I didn't take Cash Doll because she was talented. I took Cash Doll because she was a chocolate girl. And I needed another Foxy Brown in this game. Even though people went sideways, and it didn't happen, and Cardi B came through. And that's because of the hatred that lies within us We don't know how to play the game because we're too busy looking around the corner to see what she's doing over there. So now I got to do this different. And see, when you start doing that and you watching what she's doing, you getting ready to trip up. You got to keep the focus on you. What's for you is for you. Can't nobody take that away from you. And that's what you have to learn.
Angela or Brenda, did you want to add to that? What have been some of the struggles?
I think, just like Ms. Deb said, one of the major struggles for me has been this opposition, not necessarily from other people, but mostly from my own people. I think that we gotta all support each other. If it's things that we don't understand, we need to seek for understanding. We so quick to jump to judgment without knowing all of the facts. We can see one thing posted on social media and then there everyone goes and everyone just believing it. Nobody did any fact checking, nobody did anything. I think another thing for us as a black community is to start valuing our own lives. How many of you in here believe that you value your own life?
Of course everybody gonna throw their hands up, lives.
Right? So I don't know where God found that. He ain't in here. I might get away because I don't know how deep I can get. So when we talk about valuing our lives, how many of us in here know that there is strength in numbers? How many of you in here know that our numbers are weak? You know that we are already the minority, am I right? We understand that mass incarceration, the majority of people that are incarcerated are what? Black. We also understand that in the streets, whether they killing each other, whether it's cops killing them, we're also losing our men. All of this halts our reproduction, right? If we don't reproduce, we are losing. How many of you know that 20 million lives have been ended by abortion? We don't want to talk about that. We don't want to talk about that. So when we talk about valuing our own lives, we also have to understand that we need to value the lives that we have created, which is the lives of our children. Hello? Hello? Because our strength is in numbers. 30 years from now, at the rate we are going, the black vote will not count. 30 years from now, right? I just need everybody to wake up.
Stop tripping and vote, because we don't vote.
Vote for your best interest. Don't go vote for the familiar face, because how many times have we did that? How many times have we did that? When we gonna start looking into policies and see what benefits us as a people? What can we do? I gotta stand up for this. Because I know they told me that it was 25 white men that passed the law to preserve their race. But what can we do to preserve ours? What can we do to preserve our race? What can we do to build each other up when we talking about opportunity? Why is it that we say the white man is in control, the white man is rich? Why is it that when we blow up, we don't come back and we grab our community and help other people's build? That's what I do. That's why I created my organization, so we could build. Right now, today, I went from not having a job, I got 4,000 jobs available right now for felons. Don't tell me what God won't do, right? This is somebody that everybody was against. You know how many times I was told no? You know how many publishing companies turned me down? Guess what I did? I started my own publishing company. How you gonna tell me I can't be great?